everyone, welcome back to Reviews by Sarah Jean. I'm Sarah Jean, and today we are going to be discussing CBD oil, which is something that is becoming widely popular all over America and I'm sure in different parts of the world as well. The specific brand that I'm going to be reviewing is the Onyx Rose brand for both the broad spectrum CBD oil, which is this right here, and the CBD pet oil by Onyx Rose, which is right here. So the reason I wanted to review this, not only because it's widely popular, is because, like most people, I struggle with anxiety, sometimes some depression, and let's face it, we all need a little bit better sleep. So I definitely wanted to give it a try. I did a lot of research into this as to what brand I specifically wanted to review. And when the opportunity came, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to give this a try. And I wanted to experience it for about a week and a half to give you as much of an in-depth review as I could about what I experienced and what I noticed my pets experience. So I'm going to start with the pet one, just because most of us have pets. Some of them are a little anxious, a little agitated, a little jittery. And what I wanted to test was, at the start of the test of the CBD oil for pets, I gave it to my cat, who is a calico, and most of the, actually every review online, sorry it's a little windy, every review online were customers talking about how their dogs were affected by it, and every review is 4 or 5 stars, like, oh my gosh, this is great, but I didn't see a single one for cats. So that's another reason why I wanted to review it, because there are no cat reviews. And you know, there's so many cats out there, I'm like, surely there's some that are agitated and people want to know how CBD oil affects them. So my cat has a fairly low immune system. She was a stray. I found her 2 years ago, was skin and bone, had all these health conditions, and so I was a little apprehensive about trying this out. And so I thought, well, the reviews are great, I'm gonna give it a try, see how it goes. The box is perfectly labeled regarding, you know, depending on your pet's weight, this is how much of the oil you should give, and so on and so forth. There's approximately 120 servings if you do a half dropper at a time. My cat only requires a quarter of a drop, so about here at the 0.25 milligram mark. So mine's gonna last a lot longer if I just use it on her. So she gets really anxious, agitated, things like that. The sweetest cat ever. But I thought, well, we're gonna see how this works. So you may or may not see a result immediately, but what I have noticed with her over time is that in the morning time she's not spastic and jittery and anxious, and like sudden sounds don't bother her anymore. And she's been taking this about a week and a half. And it's not every single day. You can opt to give it to your pets every single day, as well as the one for humans. You can take it every single day as well, either morning or night, or both for humans. But for pets, I'm pretty sure you can give it to them morning and night. I just give my cat, you know, one time in a day if I give it to her at all. Another reason that I wanted to wait on this review is because we just adopted a cat that is extremely excited, super energetic, and my cats did not get along at first, and they've only been together about a week or so. And so I just decided I'm just going to give them a few, you know, 4 or 5 drops each once a day, just to see how they respond. And the first day didn't really seem like there was much of a difference, but as we progressed with it, it seems like they, you know, I noticed that they started hissing at each other less, they weren't attacking each other as much, and now they can be in the same room together without either one getting agitated. So I would definitely recommend the Onyx Rose CBD oil. It is onyxandrose.com. Here is the brand name, and of course in the comment section of the description of this video I will tag their Instagram handle, and they have some wonderfully detailed information. Here is what it looks like, and the dropper on the inside, if I can get this off, is beautifully labeled so you can see what you're measuring out, which is really, really nice. And that's the same for the CBD oil for humans. They have 2 different kinds. I do the broad spectrum one because it is THC free, but they also have a full spectrum one which has THC in it. It just depends on what you want to do. From what I've read on their website, as well as all of the information that they've provided, which they describe it beautifully, the full spectrum may cause a failed drug test if your workplace requires one. So I recommend not taking it a few days before if you know that one is coming, or just stick to the broad spectrum CBD oil. Now, for humans, the recommended dosage is 1 full dropper. So what you do is you stick it under your tongue, the oil, and you just let it sit for about a minute or so, and then you swallow it. It's a nice mint taste. Oh, and the pet one is a bacon flavor, so that's why dogs love it. And it's so easy to administer. I'm so happy about that. And I really like it because it's not something that takes up a lot of time. It's not, you know, it takes less time than putting on a face mask and waiting for results to occur. But I really like it because the size is really nice. They have other options where you can get balms, CBD balms, they have bath bombs, so this is just the oil. It's the most common thing now, so I just wanted to, that's why I wanted to specifically review this one. It's a nice peppermint flavor, it's not too strong. You don't instantly feel results. Some people do, I do not. And I tested it over the past week and a half, right before bed as well as in the morning time. Like there were some days where I decided I'm going to take this before bed, see how it affects my sleep, and then take it in the morning time, see how it affects my focus and my anxiety. And I have noticed a reduction in anxiety. I don't get so scared and nervous about things anymore, such as speaking in front of a crowd, or like at church, I help with worship sometimes. Sometimes I get a little nervous because, you know, people are watching you. And so it really has helped calm my nerves down. In fact, I tried it today and I didn't feel nervous at all, which was really nice and very freeing as well. Regarding taking it before bedtime, I feel like it does help calm you down enough to where you feel like you can focus on sleep and not be distracted by all these different things. You know, a lot of times, especially me, oh my gosh, you think of about 1,000,000 different things before you go to bed because you're just sitting there in the silence. It helps me focus on sleep and rest, and I have noticed that when I wake up the next day, I do feel like I had some solid sleep. I do feel a tiny bit more groggy at the very beginning when I first initially wake up, and I think that's just because my body's still getting used to the oil, which is totally normal. That's when when you try something new, a new supplement, a new food, sometimes your body does have a little bit of reaction to it, but it's nothing that I would be like, oh, I would just not ever take this oil before bed. So I think it's totally fine to take it before bed. During the daytime, it does help with focus. So I am so distracted, it's unbelievable. This helps me focus on the tasks at hand. It helps me accomplish more things. And it helps me with anxiety. So when you first join their email list on onyxandrose.com, again, here is the label. It's just onyxandrose.com. If you Google it, it'll show you as well. And if you sign up for their emails, I do believe you get a 10% discount on your first order. So that's a really easy way to try it out, a little bit of a discount, and they offer refunds if it's not something for you.